Welcome to the Mars Tension Leg Platform. We would like for your stay here to be both productive and safe. In order to provide a safe work environment, it's necessary to familiarize you with the procedures expected of all personnel here at Mars. Please pay close attention to the following orientation.
Shell's HSE commitment and policy is to pursue the goal of no harm to people, protect the environment, and requires everyone to stop any work or prevent work starting where adequate controls of HSE risks are found not to be in place. All employees are entitled to work in an environment where everyone is treated with respect and dignity. Symbols of hatred toward others are never acceptable in the workplace. This could include a hangman's noose, a Nazi swastika, a Confederate flag, racial or sexual graffiti, or anything else of a demeaning, insulting nature. Such items would be considered a potential for a hostile work environment and a violation of Shell's Code of Conduct. Any such violations of the Code of Conduct will not be tolerated. Anyone having reason to believe that Shell's Code of Conduct has been violated is required to report such violations.
General safety. Arriving at the platform, it's important to report all cellular phones and pagers on the sign-on sheet. Here at Mars, there are 3 safety meetings per week, and you're strongly urged to attend at least 1 meeting per week. Meeting times are
Saturday 7:15 p.m., Sunday 6 a.m., Monday 6 a.m., and Tuesday 7:15 a.m.
Smoking is strictly prohibited, except in 3 designated areas. Outside the 3rd level behind the quarters, outside the quarters on the 1st level, and in one end of the gray temporary building on the 4th level. The 1st level smoking area is designated by metal plating, and personnel are required to have hard hat, safety glasses, and steel-toed boots in this area. Do not throw cigarette butts or trash overboard. Place them in the cans provided. All personnel are required to wear safety glasses, steel-toed work boots, and a hard hat at all times while outside the living quarters.
You should also have work gloves and be wearing the proper gloves for the job you are performing. Alternate cutting devices are encouraged in place of pocket knives. For more details on this, get with your supervisor or job sponsor. We have a permit to work process that must be followed. This process requires job safety analysis and approval to perform the work. Some jobs or tasks can and will require additional permits. The OIM and team leaders manage this process. Simultaneous operations shall be considered before any work is allowed to start. Ensure all JSA and permit to work activities are addressed prior to any work activities. Notifications and reporting. Any and all incidences are to be reported immediately to Shell person in charge. Types of incidences to be reported are near misses, injuries or illnesses, spills, hydrocarbon releases, overboard discharges, or damage to equipment. A behavioral-based safety management process is used on this facility. This process is used to identify and address potential hazards or activities. You may be asked to participate. Please cooperate and support this endeavor. The process used here is called COAT. This stands for Continuous Observation Awareness Techniques.
All jewelry, with the exception of watches, is prohibited outside of the living quarters. Shell's policy requires that personnel ascend and descend stairways 1 step at a time and keep at least 1 hand on the handrail at all times. If at any time it becomes necessary for you to work from unprotected heights greater than 5 feet above a safe work deck or next to a handrail where a potential fall exists, you must wear a full body harness and remain hooked up at all times. If you should encounter barricaded areas while on the facility, it's important that you realize red barricades are not to be crossed. Yellow barricades indicate that you should proceed with caution. Be aware of overhead hazards such as I-beams, pipes, and suspended loads. While here at the facility, pay attention to all rig and platform signs. Finally, if at any time on the facility you need access to information on chemical substances, that information can be found in the material safety data sheets. Shell maintains a complete set of material safety data sheets, and they can be found in the bullpen. If you should need assistance with material safety data sheets, contact the control room operator. Quarters orientation. Personnel here at Mars have established procedures necessary to accommodate the needs and comfort of all personnel here at the facility. Upon arrival at the Mars TLP, you will be assigned a bunk. To maintain order and await correct personnel, it's important that you sleep in the bunk assigned to you. Also, it's important that you do not use bed lights to hang personal items. These lights are very hot and present a fire hazard. Wake-up calls in the permanent quarters are at 5 a.m. While in the living quarters, protective booties must be worn over work boots. Booties are located at each entrance and at the change room door. When exiting the quarters, remove the booties and place them in your pocket. When booties are worn out, properly dispose of them and get a new pair. The galley serves meals from 5 to 7 and 11 to 1, both a.m. and p.m. If it's not possible for you to eat during those times, call the galley and the staff will happily fix you a plate. The galley is open at all times except during cleanup when the floors are wet. You're urged to make yourselves at home in the galley, but please remember to respect the facility and clean up your mess. Also, please refrain from placing ball caps and hard hats on the tables. When discarding your plate, buckets are located at the return station. In order to protect the garbage system, please place food, bones, and trash in the proper bucket. If metal items such as foil or utensils are accidentally dropped into the buckets, please retrieve them. Serious malfunction to disposal equipment will occur when these items are not retrieved. Please refrain from taking drinking glasses or cups from the galley. Paper cups are supplied for this purpose. Shirts that expose armpits, such as tank tops, are not allowed in the living quarters. Also, open-toed sandals and flip-flops are not allowed unless worn with socks. The Mars TLP provides laundry service for all personnel at the facility. If you have dirty clothes that need to be washed, place them in the laundry bag and place the bag outside your door. Clothes will be returned laundered and folded within 12 hours. Each room contains one laundry bag, so all dirty clothes from each room can be placed in the same bag. In the event extra clothing was returned to your room by mistake, please place it outside so it can be returned to its owner. If you're missing clothing, check with the laundry. Please respect the facilities and the catering personnel here by picking up after yourself. Use proper hygiene when using showers and restroom facilities. Report any problems with the quarters to the catering supervisor so that it can be given prompt attention. Orientation. Upon arrival at the Mars TLP, you are required to fill out a complete medical history form. This form will allow medical personnel easy access to information in case you're involved in an accident or become ill. If you're under a doctor's care and taking prescription drugs, the prescription must be listed on the form. These reports are kept on file and are only required for first-time arrivals. Mars TLP is staffed at all times with a national registered paramedic qualified to handle most medical emergencies. Mars paramedics are qualified in the treatment of minor injuries, basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, major trauma, medical emergencies, minor suturing, and antibiotic therapy. Mars Sick Bay is located on the 3rd level, room 315. If you should become ill while here at the facility, the platform paramedic will assist you. If you become injured, regardless of the severity, it's imperative that it be reported to the paramedic. If an injury or medical emergency arises, you will be evaluated by the paramedic who is in phone contact with our physician. If necessary, you will be evacuated to the nearest facility specializing in the type of care needed. Emergency response. If an emergency situation should develop during your stay here at Mars, it's critical that you understand and adhere to the following procedures. First, it's important that you understand the communication system here at the facility and how to report an emergency. The Guytronic system is the primary means of communication here at Mars. Lines 1 and 2 on the rig are common to the rig, and lines 1 and 2 on the platform are common to the platform. Lines 3, 4, and 5 are common to both the platform and the rig. Line 5 on the Guytronics phone system is reserved as the emergency line. If you should witness an emergency, the control room must be notified so that a fast response unit can be mobilized. To notify the control room, locate a Guytronics phone, select line 5, and hold down the All Call switch. Alert the control room by saying, "Mayday, Mayday, pick up in the control room, line 5. You can also alert the control room by telephone and dialing extension 3315. Handheld work radios, channels 1 and 2, Shell Company radios, and the VHF radios, channel 16, located in the lifeboats, are also links to the control room. It's important that you remain calm while reporting an emergency. The control room will ask you questions relevant to the current situation and request that you remain at a safe area until the fast response unit arrives. Once the fast response unit arrives on the scene, be prepared to give additional information and receive further instructions. Emergency shutdown devices are located throughout the facility, and anyone on the Mars facility can activate an emergency shutdown. Upon sight of a fire or any critical situation, do not hesitate to use the emergency shutdown device. Remember, all emergency situations must be called into the control room, and the primary source of communications is the paging system. Select line 5, hold down the All Call switch, and say, "Mayday, Mayday, pick up in the control room, line 5. Upon arrival at the facility, you are assigned a primary and secondary mustering station. These areas are located on either side of the platform at the lifeboat stations. Your orientator will show you exactly where your station is immediately after this presentation. The station bill is posted throughout the facility. It contains information regarding each person's ICS symbol and lists their respective roles and responsibilities during emergency situations. It also shows locations of muster stations and provides information regarding general alarms and instructions for emergency response. Anytime you hear the following muster alarm, you must immediately proceed to your primary mustering station.
Go to your muster station. Go to your muster station.
Anytime you hear the following abandoned platform alarm, proceed immediately to your primary mustering station.
Go to your lifeboat station. Go to your lifeboat station.
If the Incident Command System staff deems it necessary to use alternate mustering stations, you will hear the following message.
Go to your alternate muster station. Go to your alternate muster station.
If you cannot find a safe path to the abandonment area, be aware of the following. All personnel must be accounted for by the ICS Command Center. Use every available means to contact the ICS Command Center. Wait on instructions. A lifeboatsman may be sent to you. If you do make a decision to abandon the platform without being accounted for, you may cause one of the following. Placing search and rescue teams at risk while looking for you. Delayed launch of the lifeboat you're assigned to. Desertion of other personnel that cannot make it to the abandonment station in use and are depending on the lifeboat you took. Your separation from the main group and becoming lost at sea and/or exposure to dangerous marine life. Once you are at your designated mustering station, it's important to keep quiet so that everyone can hear instructions from the lifeboat commander. All personnel shall remain at their mustering station until the order to stand down comes from the ICS incident commander. Other types of alarms alert responders or production personnel of problems as they occur. Pay attention to all verbal alarms in case they should escalate to a muster situation. Each stateroom is equipped with an emergency escape smoke kit. Kits contain a breathing apparatus and cotton gloves. In case of a fire, turn the lid to remove the hood. Open the hood, push it back to expose the mouthpiece and nose clips. Insert the mouthpiece where the gum guard is placed between the gums and lips. Bite down firmly. Apply the nose clips and breathe only through the mouth. Pull the hood over your head, draw the tape snugly around your neck, and breathe normally. The gloves are to protect your hands while you escape to safety. It's important to remember that these kits are for fires only and should not be used during platform drills. It's important to keep low during a fire. If smoke or darkness hampers your visibility, fluorescent arrows are located throughout the facilities. These arrows mark your route to safety. The quarters are also equipped with emergency lighting and emergency exit signs. It's important that you realize interior stairs do not lead to any exits. Exits are located at each level of the quarters. Personnel arriving at the mustering stations should immediately don a PFD. PFDs are located in each stateroom and should be used during mustering drills and emergency situations. If you're not in your stateroom during an emergency situation, PFDs are located at each lifeboat station. Each PFD should be donned in a manner where the hook is turned in. This will ensure the PFD does not become snagged or puncture a life raft. Each PFD contains an emergency alert whistle and a chemical light. The whistle and light should be used only in the event of a real emergency. After stand down, it's important that you return your PFD to its original location. Before storing PFDs, extend the straps to the full open position. In the event the lifeboat captain issues an order to board the lifeboat, there are some items of importance you should be aware of. First, it's critical that you follow the exact commands of the lifeboat captain. Before boarding the boat, PFDs must be donned. Upon entering the boat, sit toward the back, away from the door. This will allow others access to the vessel. After all personnel are aboard, the lifeboat captain may reposition passengers to evenly distribute the load. Passengers should fasten their seatbelt before the boat is deployed. Each lifeboat contains emergency food rations, fresh water, and vomit bags. Remember, it's important to remain calm and follow the exact instructions of the lifeboat captain. Mars is committed to your safety and the safety of all personnel. Here at Mars, we practice what we preach. We take safety seriously. Please ask questions at any time during your stay here, and please report all hazardous or unsafe conditions. With your cooperation, we can provide a safe and productive work environment for everyone here at Mars.